You're listening to season 4 of Straight Talk with Trevor. I can't believe they gave you another season, Daddy.
Check. Can I take it back? I love my mic. And my mic loves me. Only true friend. She love the sound of my voice. Put your mics in the air. If you real. If you really spit that real. I'm about to check it out. Look, when I want competition, I just look in the mirror. Where every word that I'm spitting, then the vision is clearer. Nobody touching what I'm clutching, plus I'm busting it first. Yes, your chest will be a mess by the end of the verse. Your body stretched out like a book on the pavement. People pass by as they look in amazement. Your body leaking your genetics got you looking so pathetic. No need to call the paramedics, it's too late for anesthetic. Me and my microphone. 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 Coming out the dirty south, show everybody I'm the cleanest. Run your mouth, I send your body to the cleaners. Love my mic, so can't nobody come between us. Won't be nice for anybody wanna see me. Back up a little, just a couple of feet. You don't listen, you'll be missing just a couple of teeth. Hard to buy the rhyme with no teeth in your mouth. Stepping out of line, then we sweeping them out. Me and my microphone. 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 My mic got jealous when I was talking to my girl.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your boy Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor, the podcast where no topic is off limits. Today I want to come to you with a special episode. An episode like this is something that I normally would reserve for a guest like Zay, because me and Zay could literally get together and I could call him and say, hey, let's record a show. He's gonna be like, hey, what's the topic? Be like, I don't have one. All right, cool. I'll be over there later. Type stuff. But I got my partner in here that I've been wanting to talk to for a long time since I did the show. And just background before I bring him in, you guys know my stance. I'm pro-black. I'll let him tell you what his stance is. And just because I'm pro-black doesn't mean that I hate everybody. I just care about my people more first. That's my stance. And the genesis of this podcast was the fact that I'd have these conversations with people, and after it I'd be like, damn, boy, that would have been good if we recorded that. And that's what birthed Straight Talk. And I talk to this guy all the time, like, this is my real friend. Even calls me in the morning at work, and we have like these long ass hour-long conversations and stuff like that. So the timing finally worked out, and he was able to come in. So today we're just going to have a general conversation. There's really no guidelines. We're just going to have a man conversation. So you might hear some vulgarity, but you come to love and enjoy that with me. So without further ado, I want to introduce to the Straight Talk Society, my boy E. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Glad to be here.
All right, I've been trying to get a hold of you for a while. Yeah, me and you had conversations on the regular, but I want to have it on record now.
Yeah. We I reach out to you driving to work, and 10 minutes turn into 60 minutes somehow. And there's a variety of topics that just come into the mind, and we just shoot the breeze, and talk about all type of different angles of those different topics.
So we always so you know my stance because you listen to my show. I'm very pro-black. Before I even say, because I don't want to label you, what's your stance?
I kind of, when I look at things, I put my people first. I grew up, we've always had to take a backseat to whatever. That's history. So if I can support a black-owned business, I'm gonna do that before anything. You know, I don't come in there asking for a discount. I support us. I want us to be better. You know, too many times we have this stigma with us that say, hey, look, you know, we're this or we're that. No, we're not. You know, we're just as.
So you send me, and again, like I say, this isn't just some random person we had a conversation with. You send me videos and different things on social media throughout the day. Some things we're not going to talk about, but then you send me some other stuff that really makes you think. That makes you like, man, you know, God, that's really thought provoking. And you send me a lot of things about like real estate and investments and where our black dollars are going. And so I want to tell you something, because I had a conversation with you a couple of weeks ago, and this is what really started this, is because I told you something that my daughter said to my wife. So one night we were in here, and then my wife told me, she was like, you know what? Leia just came to me and asked me a question. I'm like, what's up? She was like, Leia said, Mommy, we're not poor. Like, I know that we're not poor, and this is my 7-year-old saying this. Mm-hmm. She said, but we're not rich either. So what are we? And you know, that's a good question. So tonight, today I want to kind of base this around this. What are we? And when I say what are we, you know, I'm referring to the black community. What are we? When you look at the black community, what do you see?
Well, I think most of the time when people in this country, we are all categorized by something. We always tend to try to put a label on something. You're this, you're that. You're black and white. And when you look at black and white, they don't look like any of the people that you see here. But what is your definition of rich? You know, I think I listened to a clip with Bart Marley says, you know, they said something about, are you a rich man? And he said, what do you mean by rich? And he said, do you have possessions? And he said, well, you know, that's not my riches, possessions. I think in this society, this day and age, we tend to focus everything on a piece of cotton with somebody's name, face on it, which is so-called money, dinero, whatever you want to call it. And that may not be what other folks or other people tend to think what rich or whatever, they put that value on it. So to me, you know, rich can be good health. Because if you ain't got good health, well, what good is having a bunch of cotton paper that loses value almost every other day now? You know,
right about that.
You know, so the U.S. Government prints money like it's changing clothes. So what do you consider rich? You know, is it having possessions? Is it having a lot of money? Is it health? Is it, you know, time? Is it freedom? You know, it all depends.
So do you think we have freedom?
Hell no. Let's cut through the bull.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean,
let's cut through the baloney on that.
Hey, listen, just so you guys know, we got 1, 2, 3. We got 3 bottles of liquor here, so this conversation may go any type of way. But
yes, indeed,
we often talk about that. We're free on paper. So as far as free by the law, we're free. Next month we'll be celebrating Juneteenth. The celebration of when the last of the slaves found out that they were free. But I contend that just because that celebration goes on, I don't personally think that we're truly free in this country.
And then again, what is one's definition of being free? You know, because we use that word freedom. Okay, so what is free? Are you free to do whatever the hell you want? Are you free to not pay your mortgage? You know, we're paying a 30-year mortgage on a building, but still pay taxes on the land. If you stop paying the taxes, that building and that land is gone. You know, so what is free? We most people tend to characterize free as, you know, not being able to. I have a job. Or I own a business, so I'm free. I'm able to I don't have to answer to anybody or whatever. Well, that's up to determination.
So concerning black people, like, what do you think our social construct is? Because you even said it earlier. We identify ourselves by colors that none of us look alike. You've never seen a white man before. I've never seen a white man. I mean, unless you saw the movie Powder. And I you know, rarely do you see black people. I mean, so we answer to these racial terms that aren't really what we are. So as far as like the social construct of our people, what's our social construct? Are we a people? Because I always contend that black people, we have never truly maximized our full potential. Because I even went on a rant on my last show. We're the only people that want to be accepted by everyone. So like you go to Chinatown, that's all Chinatown. You know, you go to a predominantly Mexican, a predominantly Spanish community. That's what that is. You go to a predominantly white community. That's what that is. But then you go to a black community,
and you see everybody, every other community in the black community.
Every other community. Right. Now we allow them in with why do you think that we aren't okay with just being who we are?
Well, when you've been brought to a nation that was stolen, and you've been told everything is this, you believe that this is the standard because you feel like you're so low. When you've been brought over here and pretty much ripped the fabric of your whole existing apart, you know, and it's over generation, you've been told that this is what you are, this is what it is, and this is what that, you know, this is what you begin to think that this is the standard. I think we're so divided as a people, and you know, it's just like racism and white supremacy. You don't just wake up and be born that. That's taught, that's learned. Like the guy that shot up the top store, he's what, 17, 18?
18.
Where the hell he get all that hate from? That's just hate.
And he subscribed to the replacement. God, I just did a show on this the other day. A replacement theory or something like that, where they feel like immigrants are gonna. There's a major plot. So like how I say there's a plot to get rid of the black man, they turn around and say, oh no, there's a plot to get rid of the white man by bringing in immigrants.
Right. They're white people are the quote unquote so-called, it depends on who you ask, the majority. But they think I guess numbers have been showing that majority is starting to shrink a little bit. You're starting to see more than I think black people account for like 13% of the population. The immigrants or outside folks, if I can't think of the word, they account for another percentage, you know. But when they start to see that little bit of percentage is starting to chip away, then it's like, ooh, I'm getting nervous. Because the biggest fear of white folks, I think, is what they've been doing to us all along. If we turn around and retaliate, if we turn around and collectively get together and start to come together and be a unit and start to, you know, not really need them. Because you think about
stop right there, because we talked about this the other morning. What does that look like? Because I say it all the time. We're so divided. What does black people coming together look like? Because I've never seen it.
Look at I guess we go look at history. Look at Black Wall Street.
Why was it never rebuilt?
That's a good question. Why wasn't it never rebuilt? But if you take a second and look at every time black folks got together and stood together and became a force of reckon, or a force of not depending on someone that's been the worst possible thing to them, white folks look at that as wait a minute, this is their biggest fear. Look at Color Town, aka Overtown in Miami. That was a thriving community, just like Black Wall Street. But then look at it. They did everything to rip it apart. If you go in Miami and you see the black police precinct, and I've done it. I've done the tour or whatever. And you stand right in front of it and look towards I-95. There's the name of the town now, Overtown, because they put I-95 over that town. They told folks to get the hell out of there. Eminent domain, like that's BS. But you know, that was a thriving community for us. We had black-owned businesses. We had entertainment there, churches. Martin Luther King came to a church that was down there. You know, it's so much history down there. But every time, look at the Black Panther. They broke that up.
Yeah,
but you know, but you have Ku Klux, whoever can walk around here and still do this for centuries, damn near. You know, look at Malcolm X, how that happened. The two white men said, "Oh, black guy shouldn't have that much power." Look at King, black man shouldn't have that power. They want to keep us divided, and then you know when we do try to come together, we're at each other's throats. You know, so that even makes us more divided.
All right, so I don't think I ever asked you this question before, because you mentioned King. King stood for equality. He wanted us to be together. He wanted it. He was an integration. Do you think that was a good idea?
No.
Hold on, because
so you hold on. To integrate?
Yeah,
was that a good idea?
I don't think it was a good idea.
I think it was a terrible idea.
Because when I talk to black people, Martin Luther King was the greatest thing in the world. Now, Martin Luther King himself, as a man, yes, fantastic, should be in the Hall of Fame as great black people. But the mission, that what he wanted, his overall picture, he wanted us to be together, happy-go-lucky. I don't think that was. I think
good. Religion, the whole religion thing, which is a whole other conversation. I believe that.
Now he's bringing it up now because
I think that had something to do with it. You know, the love and that whole religion type thing or whatever. That's like I said. That's a whole other conversation. I think that had something to do with it. Love your neighbor, and because he was a minister. So, but look, you ain't gonna be hanging me and doing all this crazy stuff to me for so long until I just snap and just say, "Hey, look, wait a minute, homeboy. You know, this is gonna. I think the reason why this stuff continues to happen in the U.S. because we keep trying to basically solve a problem using a system that was never meant for us, or never meant for all people, mankind. That system was made from slave owners. How in the hell is it supposed to help everybody? It was never meant to help everybody. So we keep trying to use their justice system, which we have a 1% chance success rate. You know, just look at some of these crimes. I mean, you got people around here killing folks. I just read something the other day. Somebody, a young lady ran over. She ran past the you know when the school bus stops or whatever,
yeah,
the thing go. This young lady, I think she was 20 something. She ran past the stop sign and killed 3 kids. She got 4 years. 4 years. This white Caucasian white lady walks in, both them jeans apartment. He's sitting there eating ice cream, minding his business, like we say, drinking water and minding my business. Walk in and just start killing him. They're trying, and then she gets 10 years, gonna serve 5.
And don't forget the judge combed her hair.
Combed her hair, patting her. We are so damn forgiving to folks that continue to keep telling you that I don't give 2 rats ass about you.
This is exactly the same thing I just said in my show. Like, we are the only race of people that can forgive. Like, I mean, it's so mind-boggling, and you know what I'm going to blame for it. You guys know. So here's a siren.
But look what happened.
Trevor's going to blame Christianity for this.
Look what happened. Oh, you bring up the charisma.
I'm going to blame Christianity for this because Christianity says, I'm going to keep you. I know you don't like the N-words. I'm going to keep y'all in check, and I'm going to tell you got to forgive us even though we treat you like crap. While everybody else doesn't have to do it, but y'all going to have to do it.
I think we're still reading from the slave Bible.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I think we're still reading from the slave Bible because we get all bent out of shape when we see the rough stories of physical treatment from slavery. Well, that lasts for a couple 100 years or whatever. the mental slavery is still to this day. I tell a lot of people, you guys are still acting like Harriet's sister. When in the movie she said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm staying here. This good white folk." Like, good white folk. In the words of Muhammad Ali, you know, I'm not going to sit up here and try to do 100 of them coming towards me. I'm trying to pick out which
The
one
good
is
one,
the
yeah.
good one. Hell no.
And that's the crazy thing about it, man. It's like I'm not so naive to think that there aren't good white people in the world, because there are.
Exactly. Mhm.
Unfortunately, those good ones don't stand up enough towards the bad ones, and that's why we have the issue that we continue to have. So
what if you're a bug in a wall? Just say if you was a fly, and you're in some of these so-called good white folk houses or whatever. Just imagine some of these conversations.
yeah, all the
If you get
shit.
pushed back against the wall and they really get heated about something, oh yeah, they gonna slip and say that N-word. Oh, but those good white folk there, you know, they gonna say what you think they may not say it in front of you. I've done seen it, I done experienced it or whatever. I've seen it in corporate America. I've been in management for 25 plus years, from frontline management all the way to executive. I've had employees come up to me and ask me, "Hey, would you get offended if I used the N-word?" Now, mind you, I was always the youngest black person, and I'm probably the only one in the room. And these people feel that bold enough to just come and ask me. I could have fired her on the spot. You know, this is the type of. That's why when people keep telling me about, oh, you know, there's no racism in this country. I'm like, what planet are you on? What planet are you on?
So wait a minute, because this again, we always have these conversations, and that's always been your big thing. No N-word. Whereas with me, I still use it. I mean, I need to get it out of my vocabulary, but I still use it. But why is it so offensive to you? Why do you allow it to carry so much power, I should say?
I just dislike it. I don't like to be referred to as it. I will check my friends, because if you're my friend, you respect it like you are.
Yeah, because you've said it to me before.
Yeah, I was like, I don't. Why are we using a word that somebody that really, really hates us? We're using it like it's I don't know, like it's our first name. I'd rather go around and call you. I used to call people Doc, or I'll say brother, before I try to use this word. I don't want to take what they describe me as or label as and use it as, you know, I don't think no one should use it, because it's not a positive word, you know, and it can be contradicting when you use F-bomb or whatever, but who knows what the hell that is, you know. But I just don't think that our society shouldn't be using, like how you get mad when the white person uses it, but you use it like it's damn near everybody's first name or last name. And people are like, oh, this is my word or whatever. No, it's nobody's word. Hell, you can give it to them. Just don't don't respond to it. You know, don't take that negative stuff and just accept it. My this, my that. N-word, you know, like.
So what do you think is going to take for everyone to start feeling that way? Because if you look at even the top rap song in the country right now, I bet you that word is in there at least 20 times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think it's a conversation that we need to have in our community, that, you know, is this what we want to represent? You know, if this is how we want to label ourselves, you know, we've accepted this name, you know, that our ancestors literally just didn't like. And but this funny is though that when white people call us that or use that term to us, we get very upset. Very upset. But you don't have a problem with your brother, your cousin, or your uncle or whatever calling you that. Like, that seemed kind of hypocritical. You understand? it's not going to happen overnight. It takes some time. You know, I don't say it. I may slip and get to the end, but I don't fully say the word or whatever. I make a conscious effort to try to dislocate that at my vocabulary, you know. But it's kind of like food, you know, and this is a whole nother topic too. Whereas, you know, we've been eating the food that we eat, so-called soul food, has never been great for our immune system, our bodies. But, you know, it's been taught over and over time. They gave us scrap and we turned it to soul food because you know, something to sit on your stomach.
And we all meet
feed your
up.
soul.
We all meet up over grandma's house every Sunday and eat this shit. Meanwhile, we lead the country in high blood pressure and diabetes and all that.
Think
stuff.
about this: you go to a funeral, you're going to pay your respects to somebody that passed away, and then you go to the repast and eat all the shit that's killing you.
Probably somebody that died from diabetes and high blood. Man, listen.
Yeah,
One thing about this show, like this show, and because when I first started this, I was like, man, nobody's gonna listen to this shit. But I just kept doing it, and
I'm glad you did.
Happy to say, at this time, we're over 6,000 listens, downloads. So that's really good. Race to 10,000. You go ahead and listen to that show.
Listen to my boy.
I want to go back to something we talked about earlier. Because I've always said in this show, like, and again, like, you'll hear me have these conversations when I talk with somebody like Zay. Because Zay is me and Zay pretty much agree on everything. Although lately we haven't been agreeing too much, so I'm gonna have to bring him in here for this smoke. But and when I have Dwayne, and we always talk about this. We always talk about the only way for black people to get to where they need to be is we need our own. So we need to sustain somewhere outside of America. And the more I think about that, I don't see how that's possible because we don't own anything. We don't have our own means of productions.
Why?
Like, where are we going to go?
Why we don't have all that?
Because we're funneling all our money back into the empire. Mm-hmm. It's like just
look at all these people that talking about get rich, die trying, right? you think about it. Look at all these folks that sit here and they find a way to get rich, or they find a way to bring wealth to them. Or let me take off the wealth part because we tend to not even understand that part of it. But how we become successful and whatever. And the first thing we do is do what? Give it back to the people that keeps oppressing us. Let's look at this guy. What is this? Bernard Arnault or whatever. He owns Louis Vuitton. He owns Christian Dior. All this European ass wear. And then what we do? We get our money. We make a good amount of money, and then we do what? We go buy his crap. These people have said to us millions of times, they don't want you wearing their crap. They don't really care for it. It looks stupid on half of us, most of us. And what we do, we keep thinking that's the validation of we've made it. I can go buy Christian Dior and all this shit. I can afford to buy that, but I don't want to buy that. Show me what you can do for me is show me the equivalence of that with a black designer or whatever, and let me go support that.
But listen,
keep that money to float in your community and keep building up, and then you watch our stuff. Now it can be the next T. Johnson thing, and stop taking advantage of your people. How hard is that? We have to get that mindset. I think that it all comes down to a mindset whenever you talk about anything.
This is from CNBC. Black spending power reaches a record $1.6 trillion.
And own nothing.
Even though net worth dropped 14%.
Yeah.
So even though our net worth dropped 14%, we're still funneling $1.6 trillion into the economy.
$1.6 trillion, and tell me what you own.
Not a damn thing.
You're the biggest demographic that spends. You're the biggest spending demographic. What do you own? Go on in any neighborhood, any state, and show me a black-owned hospital, a black-owned school, a black-owned grocery store. Those things that you need to thrive off of. Where is it? Anywhere in America.
I want to tell you,
I've seen black-owned grocery stores, but where?
but we don't support. We don't support.
We don't support
them.
it.
We don't support them.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because we'll say, "Oh, I can go to Publix or wherever and get it for $1 cheaper or something like
But
that."
the same thing is okay. Yeah, you do that, but you'll go to Publix and won't even attempt to, or you'll go to Amazon or Walmart or whatever, or these other Caucasian-owned thing, and wouldn't even dare ask them for a discount. But you'll go to me, my small business with not enough buying power, and ask me to, hey man, whatever. Like, dude, my stuff is at this price because my buying power is not Walmart, Amazon, or any of these big people that can come in and demand or dictate what their price is going to be. So if you would just support me now and continue to support me, maybe I can, with your support and the community support, my buying power will increase. Then maybe I can start to chip away and give you a little better price or whatever. But at the same time, the mindset has to be in this money is circulating in our neighborhood. If you actually go back and start looking at how money actually circulates in the different communities, man, you look at the black community, sometimes it don't make it to the neighborhood and circulate. You look at some of these Hispanic neighborhoods, it goes in and circulate 10 times. You go in these white neighborhoods, it circulates hundreds of times. You go in our neighborhood and it's like, well, damn, can it even get there? You know, sometimes it go one time, you know. How do you expect to grow? Look at some of these, like, some of these communities, like these Hispanic communities, like 8th Street and whatever. Every time I go to one of these communities or whatever, guess who I see? I see their people, Jewish people. I live around a lot of them. They support their people. I've seen a Jewish guy gave this guy $250,000 loan without a promise or nothing, because that's what they're due in their community to keep. Oh, I ain't gonna let you fail. I'm gonna throw this in there, you know, and you know, this is how we're gonna work this thing out or whatever. I don't want to see you fail. I want to keep this in our community. We ain't gonna do that. We'll let the shit fall apart. Then have the man come in and take over and revitalize it. Look what they're doing to Overtown. And then when you have this discussion with some of these out of touch folks, they try to explain this like, oh yeah, we're gonna, like, I remember I posted before they locked me on Facebook. I don't know why they even.
Oh, you got banned?
No, I never got banned. You know how when you never sign out and then eventually somebody gets your password or whatever.
Okay, so
and I couldn't never. And then Facebook was trying to get me to put my ID on their server. I was like, no, give me Zuckerberg's ID and let me put it on my server. They ain't trying to hear that. So I was like, well, screw you. You want my private stuff all over? Give me your private stuff. But yeah, people couldn't understand when I was telling them that, you know, okay, this Target, they're putting up in Overtown or whatever. Oh, it's going to bring jobs or whatever. Okay, what about the people in there? Are they going to be able to live and function and thrive off a Target job? No. So how is this going to do good for our community? There's no jobs in that community that's going to help us live in there. Look at what they're doing. They're building damn, because I run through that neighborhood once a month, and we pass out with a group of mine. We pass out, stuff to the homeless, whatever holiday and stuff like that. But think about it. They're building condos in there, nice condos, right across from Gibson Park. You see Lexus, Beamers, all these foreigns or whatever. This is our neighborhood. They want that land now. Because remember the beautiful people, I call them, they moved out west. And then they say, oh, God damn, it's taking us 2 hours to get home, 2 hours to get with traffic. I want to go back here. You know, I like to live in by the coastal or whatever, the beautiful land. So now they're trying to come back and they clearing folks out. You'll see up under the bridge, you don't see that many homeless folks over there now. They bringing in restaurants. They building these nice apartments. All these slumlords that pretty much have these apartments from back in the day when they was trying to slam everybody up in these damn apartments. You know, they trying to get rid of those too.
I mean,
look at Wynwood. Look at Wynwood.
6th Street.
Yeah, look at Wynwood. Wynwood was damn nothing 15 years ago. Look at Wynwood now. WeWork is there. I have an office, but all these fancy garages. I walked down the street of Wynwood, and I was literally like in months. It had restaurants on both sides. Walking down the street before, it was nothing on that street.
And none of that's benefiting the people that's been slumming there for forever.
Wynwood is steps away from Overtown. Steps away.
I mean, you look right over here. You look at Sistrump.
Again.
I mean, Sistrump used to be the shits, and now all of a sudden, man, they got these nice apartments up, and
why we couldn't have did it?
Yeah. You know why?
Great opportunity when it was cheap too.
You know why we couldn't do that? Because everybody, once they came up and they got their money,
got the hell out.
They wanted to get the hell out of there instead of seeing the value in their own community. And I use this and I say this a lot, even in my community where I live right now. All the houses that are for sale, the white people are moving in here.
But people always say that they had to get out because they would have never gotten to the spot that they are if they would have remained here. Okay, I understand that. But so the place that you came from, you done got successful. Don't you want to see that place thrive and still be there? You don't want to come back 20 years like, oh damn, look how nice this looks or whatever. Yeah, and there ain't no black folks over there either. They done came in, bought your stuff for pennies on the dollar, and then turned this into a thriving neighborhood. Look at, like I said, Wynwood. It was just art, nothing. They started to see all that traction. People be looking at this stuff from years out. All this traction with all this art stuff and da-da-da-da-da. You know, oh great, let's have a wine festival. Oh, Art Basel, da-da-da-da. Oh, let's build up this place. Let's get these folks up out of here. And then what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do? Overtown is in the middle of Brickell and Wynwood. What do you think they're gonna do? Keep trying to push closer and closer in on Overtown because there's no Overtown, previously known as Colortown. They're gonna take that over. They already been telling you years of how they're doing. They built damn I-95 through it. They built the beautiful people didn't want I-95 to run up US 1, so they built 95. Then in the 80s they came back 20 years at the 60s they built 95. In the 80s they came with what is it called, the Metro Mover and crap all through it. All this craziness through your neighborhood, all this noise, your property value just tanked. Oh, this the hood. Nobody's fighting for this stuff, you know. And that's what they're doing too. People don't know how much history there is in Miami. And if we keep not talking about it and keep forgetting about it, they're going to keep trying to take it away. You know, a lot of people don't know the history about the Hampton House. You know, there's a 90-year-old lady that's trying to keep it a part of history. I mean, just trying to keep it relevant. And, you know, I don't think we were supporting that. You know, the graveyards down there, there's a lot of graveyards down there that's just covered up. And they pretty much, some of these new developments and stuff down there, those are graves. They've dug up, I've seen one graveyard where they dug up over 300 and some bodies and put them all into one little casket or whatever, all these remains, and then put 2 towers with all the names on them. And now you start building on that. If you keep not bringing it, keep making it relevant, you keep forgetting about it, don't pass it down to your kids, you forget about it, and I come in and whip it up and do what I want with it.
So what is it though that our people don't like? Shit like this, like even you telling me about the Hampton House, I didn't know anything about that, but what is it? Why don't we care to know about like relevant stuff? And when I say that, okay, so I posted a post yesterday on Facebook
I don't think
and Twitter. Hold on. I posted this post on Twitter yesterday, and not Twitter, from Twitter, where a guy said, you know, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock spent more time in the news than the 10 black people that were killed at the Tops grocery store in Buffalo. It's like our people, we spend so much time focused on
bullshit,
unnecessary shit. Like
bullshit.
What is it, man? What is it gonna take for us to get our mind right? Because it all goes back to mindset. It all goes back to the mindset. Because I'm not gonna lie, I won't sit on this show and say, oh, I've always been this version of myself. It took something to make me be like, boy, you know what? I feel like a lot of stuff is being hid from me. Let me go search this thing. Let me go look out for this thing. Because as long as I stay quiet, as long as I don't say anything, I just let everything go status quo, I'll never be able to impact change. But now that I'm trying to turn every stone over and look and search things, now I'm starting to see like, man, we've been dealt a really bad hand. But why are people so good with just being mediocre, basically? Like, just
if we were waiting on the other side to tell us to do better, we're up shit creek without a paddle. It's going to take us to realize it, and for us to force that change. I don't think we really, it's not that we don't care. A lot of stuff that we just don't know about, we've been lied to so goddamn much that you keep telling that lie for so long, people start to believe it. You know, history has told us that, you know, none of it. I was talking to a young lady at my at work, and she was saying that if you really want to know history, just let white people tell the truth about history. You will know everything you need to know about history, which makes a hell of a lot of sense. I mean, because all the stuff that we've been told is pretty much damn lies. You have to really do your own damn research. And like I said, I don't think we just are not interested in it. Granted, some of us are. We got to the point where it's like, if it's not affecting me personally or my family,
that's it.
I don't give a shit.
That's it right there. That's
not your community.
That's
but
it.
Look at how this Parkland shit. You know, white people. You know, they don't get crazy. They if something goes on in their neighborhood, they're gonna stay on top of that and keep bringing it to your damn attention until something gets resolved. Black folks, you know, when these killings and stuff goes on, we sit in protest and we do this stuff. It looks like a damn fad to white folks. Oh, they're, you know, the coloreds. They're gonna go up here and, you know, they're gonna protest and they're gonna bitch and complain for about 2 months, and then we're never gonna hear about it again. So just let them. Oh, they do something just to keep us hush. It's almost like give us medication just to suppress whatever we got. And then we forget about it, and then it's like, oh, okay. And that's why it keeps happening. It's keep happening. We don't sit there and follow through with it. Hell no, I'm not accepting this. These mass shootings, hell no. Keep fighting the ass for change. Keep talking about it. You can't sit up here and have Jesse Jackson old ass and Al Sharpton just be your damn fight, your voice. They need to see somebody else. These new generation, these old civil rights people, they still got that, you know, we shall overcome, love thy neighbor type shit. Be honest with you. Look, if somebody, you want the real truth of how to stop this stuff, start making some of these folks disappear. I don't give a damn. Look, you sit up here, they keep killing your folks, and you keep talking about something we shall overcome, and this here, that shit ain't gonna happen. They're able to what's difference between what's going on now and from slavery? They hanging your ass, taking their justice in their hand, and nothing happened. They're doing this shit now. We had a hanging in 2020, 2021?
Yeah, recently.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what was reported. So no telling what else is going on.
They're still killing black people and getting away with this shit. Zimmerman, all these damn people unarmed, getting killed. Nothing fucking happened. It's their fault that they got killed. What the fuck? How is it my fault that I got killed? I ain't got nothing I'm not showing any aggression. I see videos where white folks running at the police with a knife, police running away, trying to negotiate with them. What the? black man would have been shot 15 times and been on the ground trying to crawl to breathe, and they've still been trying to shoot him. And then they go to court, and then they get away, or they get a slap on the wrist. They're still doing the same crap from slavery. It's just a different system here now.
That's why people couldn't understand when I said on my last show that it's not a slam dunk that this jack off from the Buffalo shooting wasn't going to get off. I mean, because we've seen the history. I mean, like we've watched people do things on video and they still get off. It's like
white folks know there's a problem with this whole white supremacy stuff. They ain't trying to do nothing with it. You break up Black Panthers, you do nothing for Ku Klux Klan. They don't care. Ray Charles can see there's a damn white supremacy problem. What are y'all doing about it? Nothing. I tell people this. The best thing about COVID is it stopped mass shootings. It stopped mass shootings. But it replaced it with killing people with terrible immune systems and whatever, and they got this shit and then they died. Until you address the issue, nothing is going to damn happen. It's like a crazy person. You keep doing the same thing expecting change.
So what so how do we address the issue?
You have to address it head on and stop letting people drive the conversation. And stop letting people dictate the outcome. Stop letting this shit happen to your community, black folks. Don't sit up and be all these damn gangs and all this other shit, and you hard as fuck to your homeboys and all this. But when a white man come over there, you turn into a little bitch. Excuse my French, but that's what you turn into. Stand up. Hey man, we ain't gonna take this in our damn our neighborhood. We gonna stand up to it. I don't give a damn. This is police force, military force. I don't give a shit. This is what's going on in my community. If your punk ass government ain't gonna do nothing, then we're gonna take charge of it. We're not gonna accept this. All these so-called affluent neighborhoods, they ain't allowing that shit in their neighborhood. Stop letting these boneheads run for so-called office or whatever, because they sit up here and don't do nothing. Have somebody to run for office or whatever, or running for office. Have some people in your neighborhood that say, I don't want these dollar stores, these cheap shits in our neighborhood. I don't want this liquor store in our damn neighborhood. Look at our neighborhood. We got more liquor stores than any damn neighborhood. I don't want that shit in my neighborhood. I don't want these fucking pawn shops. I don't want all this bullshit that's not doing nothing for my community to elevate it in my neighborhood. I want my neighborhood to look just like your affluent ass neighborhood. So these other little communities, fuck them. Get out of here. Hey, Trevor, you create a goddamn Dollar Tree or whatever. And when you do that, don't fuck over your neighborhood. Hold Trevor ass accountable for, and Trevor hold your community accountable for treating your shit right. And let that, that thrive in that neighborhood. I think if we change that, if we get that mindset, that's a foundation. If that makes sense.
It's like a couple of weeks ago in a very popular establishment over in our neighborhood. I guess I'll say the name, Smitty's. Very popular. I've never been there yet. I did say I wanted to go there, but there was a video circulating of older women fighting. Now this place has been around for a little while now, and the vibe has always been cool, and I never heard of anything else going on. But this one, and you know what? Funny thing, it was on Mother's Day. Oh shit, we gotta get some more ice. on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day, there was this big brawl that broke out. And I think the part that bothered me the most was all the men standing by recording it. And I'm just sitting there like, man, if this was a white guy's establishment, you guys wouldn't have been doing this shit. It would have never happened. Like, why do we treat our stuff? I don't know the guy Smitty. I have no idea who it is. But the fact that this guy wants to put something in a black neighborhood and say, hey, I'm going to give you guys a place to come and enjoy the vibe, and then you turn around and basically act like animals. I mean, it is what it is. You guys act like animals, and then you record it, and now you make this guy place look like crap.
And stop making excuses for this shit.
Yeah.
Stop making excuses.
I see people online talking about, oh, if you've never been there, you can't say anything. Like,
Bullshit.
well, that's stupid.
That has nothing to do with it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with it.
Seeing shit like this would be the reason why I wouldn't want to go there. Because I need to be able to go somewhere where I could take my wife and say, hey, let's just chill. Let's just vibe without worrying about animals fighting each other like they're in a damn zoo. Like, come on, man. What? That shit makes no sense.
That just infuriates me when I see stuff like that. I'm like, God damn, this is the problem right here. You guys, you don't help the people keep you down. Damn, we're trying to revitalize this. I don't know if it's black owned or whatever. It's in a black historical neighborhood.
I think it is. I think it is black owned.
This is how you want. They probably taking bets. All these knuckleheads are going to come up here and it's going to be an incident. But this is the type of thing too. Fuck taking pictures and trying to show this all over the damn planet. Stop that shit instantly. Men sitting around seeing this shit, the biggest pussies ever. Get in there and say, hey man, no, you not gonna do this. Break them up. Hey, talk to them. Hey man, this isn't, look, I know you guys are whatever. I don't know what issue is. This is not the place for that. We need to be our own damn security sometimes. This is not the place for that. This is a beautiful establishment. We're not going to tolerate this here. Ma'am, I don't give a fuck. You ain't got to pay me. Get the fuck out of here. Take that hood shit somewhere else. We're not going to tolerate this in our establishment. And we need to be the first ones to jump up for that. I don't give a damn if I'm in there, and this ain't my fault. And this ain't my argument. Now, be cautious, because these hood people, stay packing. And shit, me too. Look, I gotta keep my. I used to keep the shit home or whatever, but I got too many folks in law enforcement, family members. They be like, "Damn, you keep your shit home? I keep my shit on me." I don't have to. I don't like to try to have to walk around like that, but these youngsters these days, man, you got to go on to people, and we shouldn't have to feel that way, but. We need to, I think we need to take some accountability on the stuff that goes on in our community as a community. I hate when I see when they came out with these fitness centers in the parks. The first places that they put them at is in the Beautiful People neighborhood. I use the Beautiful People to not talk about the other folks, but that's why, But they put them in the Beautiful People neighborhood. I want them in my neighborhood. Most of these homeless folks are in my neighborhood. And most of them have diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, which is reversible, curable. Even if people in the white coats won't tell you. But it's reversible and curable by diet and exercise. So put that in my neighborhood. Some of these people can't afford a gym. They can get these free exercises or whatever. Demand that shit in your neighborhood. Demand it. It don't have to affect you, or it doesn't have to affect you or your immediate family. Demand that shit in your neighborhood. I want my neighborhood to look nice. Yeah, I got this park. Can you put that damn commissioner or whoever this in charge of putting these shits in the Beautiful People name? Can you put that in my damn neighborhood? And then check the motherfucker that sit up there and try to tear up this shit. No, we're not gonna do it. Hell, go to your neighborhood and pick up. Sometimes I go in my neighborhood and I just pick up trash. I want my damn neighborhood to be, and check people, man. This is our goddamn neighborhood. Don't depend on the outside folks to do that. We got to start taking accountability for our people and what goes on in our community. Until we do that, we're going to keep being dependent of the oppressors telling us what to do, how to do, when to do, which is basically slave.
Well, So this is what we're gonna do. Because normally I would just run one big long episode, but we're not gonna do that this week.
Bro, I ain't done with your ass. I got several episodes with you. You already know.
I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it right here, and then we're gonna come back next week with another episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll say part one of this discussion, and this is just a discussion that we have. Like I say, this is what we talk about every morning. See, when other people, you'll have other people like you'll call. That's why it's your circle. You got to change your circle if you want to do better in life. You change your circle. This guy will call me in the morning while I'm at work over all the machines and everything, and we'll be talking, and this is the type of conversations that we have. And
why do we always say we have to change our circle? Why can't we fix our circle? Sometimes I know it's hard that we can't change some folks, and we'll spend a lot of time, or these folks that we're trying to change will bring us down. So we may in some point try to change the folks, but we need to uplift our circles. Hey man, I know you can do better than this shit, man. Won't me and you start a damn snack machine business or some shit? And let's try to put it in our neighborhood. And let's go to try to convince these establishments to accept us. Hey man, I'm a brother just like you, my brother. I ain't trying to take advantage of you or nothing. Build up our damn community and stop letting all these goddamn people come. And just like you said at the beginning, in our community we got Asian folks, and we go run and eat they damn nasty ass genetically modified food. We got all these people coming in here feeding our people. We don't even have a goddamn identity. It's just like when you get born and they start injecting your ass with all these goddamn vaccines until you get 18. Your immune system don't have no damn identity from the time it comes out the womb. But yeah, let's go. Next episode with my brother.
All right. And with that, we're going to end it right there. But I always leave you with these words of encouragement. Always seek out the truth for yourself. Because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. And with that, I say peace.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
I'm caught up in a world when I'm not about the drama. I don't need that. Started yelling and all I heard was feedback. Said I need to choose, but do it quickly. Use a tool, you fool if you don't pick me. Since she made me choose, you know I left her. To pick my microphone about the dresser. Me and my microphone. 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 Me and my mic been tight since 9-5. She don't wanna go out, just stay at home and vibe. Ain't nothing without her, I doubt she'll understand. Gets upset so I can't make no plans. Wants me to herself, she is so obsessed. When I go to sleep, I can't not get no rest. Calling on my phone when I'm gone too long. Says to her, be home, she wants to make a song. Me and my microphone. 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 This microphone. Can't wait to get you in my arms and my palms. And when we home alone, it is gonna be on. You make the words to my song sound strong. When I'm with you, baby, I can do no wrong. Can't wait to get you in my arms and my palms. And when we home alone, it is gonna be on. You make the words to my song sound strong. When I'm with you, baby, I can do no wrong. You know I had to do it. I had to take it back. Dedicate this to everybody out there that's doing music. Whether you're getting paid for it or not, it don't even matter. As long as you love it, I know it's gonna love you back. Put your microphones up. Much love to all the rappers that paved the way for people like me. All the producers. Rest in peace to everybody that's dead and gone. That's fast.
If you can't get enough of Straight Talk with Trevor, be sure to like our Facebook page. You'll get page-only exclusives like links to early shows and behind-the-scenes video footage. You can also participate in polls that might shape future shows. The best thing about our Facebook page is that's where you can get in direct contact with Trevor. You can also leave show topics, reviews, or even request to be a guest on the show. Again, like us on Facebook, and thank you for your continued support.